Hey YouTube viewers, welcome back to my channel. Last year in November, I went on my last backpacking trip as a single lady around Central Europe. While I was there, I saw a bunch of cool places, ate some delicious food, and got a small taste of Central European culture. Today, I'm going to start off by talking about the first and last city that I visited, Berlin. If you're thinking about going to Berlin and are interested in learning more about what you can do there, keep watching and I'll share with you all the places I visited, where I ate, where I stayed, and how to get around the city. Let's begin. In this video, I'll be discussing the following things: places I visited, food, accommodations, transportation, and how much I spent. Before we get into it, I would appreciate it if you could give this video a like, leave a comment below, and subscribe to my channel. Without further ado, let's get started. Places I visited. During my backpacking trip, I spent 2 days in Berlin. While I was there, I went to many places. The first place that I went to was the Charlottenburg Palace. Charlottenburg Palace is a stunning Baroque palace that has beautiful gardens, nicely decorated rooms, and impressive art collections that make it a must-visit for history and architecture enthusiasts. The palace also hosts fascinating exhibitions and provides an escape from the city's hustle and bustle, making it a perfect destination for a relaxing day out. While I was there, I didn't go inside the palace. I walked around the perimeters, and I have to say it was quite impressive. The next place I stopped at was the Kaiser Wilhelm Memorial Church. The Kaiser Wilhelm Memorial Church is a landmark in Berlin known for its blend of historical ruins and modern architecture. The original church, partially destroyed during World War II, serves as a reminder of the city's past, making it a meaningful stop in my Berlin journey. After the church, the next place I stopped at was the Victory Column. The Victory Column in Berlin is a monument celebrating Prussian military victories. Standing at 67 meters tall, it offers panoramic views of the city from its observation platform. The next place I visited, and arguably the one with the most interesting history, is the Berlin Wall. Taking a leisurely stroll along the Berlin Wall, you can learn about the city's history and the division that shaped it during the Cold War. By going there, it will encourage you to reflect on themes of freedom and unity, making it a worthwhile experience for anyone exploring Berlin. Shortly after visiting the Berlin Wall, I took a train ride to the Brandenburg Gate. The Brandenburg Gate is an iconic symbol of Berlin. Originally built in the 18th century, this monument has witnessed significant historical events. Its gorgeous architecture and vibrant surrounding area make it a perfect spot for photos and exploration. Another point of interest, which was a 7-minute walk from Brandenburg Gate, was Reichstag Building. The Reichstag Building has a lot of rich history and stunning architecture. As the seat of the German parliament, it symbolizes Germany's political evolution. Visitors can explore its glass dome, which offers panoramic views of the city. The last place I went to on my first day in Berlin was a memorial to the murdered Jews of Europe. Only a 13-minute walk from Reichstag Building, this place is a tribute to the victims of the Holocaust. Featuring 2,711 concrete slabs, it creates a haunting and contemplative space that encourages reflections on the atrocities of the past. On my second day in Berlin, I spent most of my time in the downtown core and east side of Berlin. The first place that I visited was the East Side Gallery. The East Side Gallery is a vibrant outdoor gallery featuring murals painted on a 1.3-kilometer stretch of the Berlin Wall. It showcases artwork created by more than 100 artists from around the world, symbolizing freedom and unity after the fall of the wall. The next destination I went to was the Berlin TV Tower. Standing 203 meters tall, the Berlin TV Tower is an iconic landmark offering panoramic views of the city from its observation deck. While I was there, I didn't go up the observation deck, but I did walk around the area. The next place I traveled to was the Berlin Cathedral. The Berlin Cathedral is a key historical site in the heart of Berlin. Visitors can come here to admire its magnificent dome, intricate mosaics, and beautiful interiors, which reflects the city's rich history. After the Berlin Cathedral, I walked over to the Pergamon Museum. It was temporarily closed when I was there, but the outside of the museum did have some interesting architecture. The Pergamon Museum is a must-visit for anyone interested in ancient history and art. The second last place that I visited was the Gendarmenmarkt. The Gendarmenmarkt is one of Berlin's most beautiful squares, renowned for its stunning architecture and vibrant atmosphere. Surrounded by the impressive German and French cathedrals and the historical concert hall, it offers a picturesque setting perfect for leisurely strolls. Also, the square often hosts cultural events and markets that visitors can enjoy. And the last place I visited before leaving Europe was Potsdamer Platz. Potsdamer Platz is a dynamic hub of modern Berlin. In a busy intersection, it has been transformed into a vibrant area filled with shops, restaurants, and entertainment options, including cinemas and theaters. Accommodations. I stayed in Berlin for 2 nights. The first night, I stayed in a 6-bed female dormitory at a hostel called Three Little Pigs Hostel Berlin, and it cost me $34.67 Canadian. Personally, I had a pretty good stay there. The location was great, the hostel was close to the city center, the front desk service was excellent, and the place was clean and well maintained. For the second night, I stayed in another 6-bed female dormitory at a hostel called Industriepalast Hostel Berlin. The total cost was $26.73 Canadian per night, which was cheaper than the first hostel. In terms of location, the accommodation was walking distance from Eastside Gallery, which is a 15-minute train ride to the city center. Despite it being further away from the city, I still had a nice stay there. The service was good, the rooms were comfortable, and the place was clean. Food. On the first day, I ate brunch at the Three Little Pigs Hostel Berlin, and it cost me €9. In my opinion, the brunch was a pretty standard continental breakfast. For dinner, I went to a popular snack bar called Curry 36 to get currywurst. Currywurst, for those of you that don't know, is a fast food dish of German origin consisting of sausage with curry ketchup. To be honest, there was nothing special about the food, but the prices were reasonable. I paid about €7 for a currywurst combo. On the second day, I had brunch at Industriepalast Hostel Berlin for €9, and similar to the other hostel, it was a buffet-style continental breakfast. I liked it a bit better than the other hostel because it had more variety and they had delicious guac and egg salad. In the evening, I had pork schnitzel with potato salad at a fast casual dining place called Shear's Schnitzel. For me, the dinner really hit the spot after a long day of traveling, and it wasn't expensive either. It cost about €12 for the entire meal. Transportation. Since I was traveling to so many spots in the city on 2 separate days, the most cost-effective method was to buy day passes. The cost for a pass was €10.70 when I was there, and this ticket allowed me to go to and from the airport too, which is about a 40-minute train ride to the city center. With this pass, you can have access to almost all public transportations in Berlin, including the S-Bahn, subway, buses, and tram. In terms of where you can buy them on an app called BVG or at any S-Bahn or subway station ticket machines. How much I spent. Excluding transportation to and from the city, this is how much I spent. Nothing on tourist attractions, $61.40 Canadian on accommodations, which is about €40, €37 on food, €21.40 on public transportation, and this puts me at a grand total of €98.40 for a 2-day stay in Berlin. And that's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed watching my video. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you could give this video a like, leave a comment below, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time. Bye!